Hey everyone, Luke here, and this week I wanted to let you in on a little secret. What if I told you if you simply painted faster, you'd be a better artist? Not convinced? Well, what if I showed you how and why you should? Let's jump into this commissioned pet portrait, and I'll not only show you how, but why you should paint faster. If you're new here, welcome. I do videos about painting, making, and everything in between, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when I drop new videos. So, the main question I know you're thinking is, why paint fast? There's probably a certain level of quality that you'd like to uphold, and speeding up your process may compromise that. I'm here to tell you that this initially may be true. However, you are actually slowing the growth of your career and the speed at which you improve. So why paint faster? Well, first, you fail faster. Now, this may sound completely backwards, but hear me out. The greatest lessons in life come from failure. When was the last time you made a big mistake and had to pay the price for it? After the initial shock of your mistake, your first thought is usually, I'll never do that again. You see, it's not until we fail that we realize the mistakes we made. So what does this have to do with painting fast? Well, the faster you work, the more often you are likely to fail, and thus the more likely you are to correct those mistakes. As an example, I want you to think of these two statements and tell me which one is worse. Is it a bigger mistake to notice a failure on a final painting that took you 20 hours? Or is failing on a sketch that took you only 2 hours worse? If you answered the latter, you're correct. You see, by simply doing a series of studies before your next masterpiece, you fail on a micro level to set yourself up for success when you're ready to tackle that larger project. So it's not about painting at blinding speeds for the sake of a speed run, but it's to fail fast on a micro level, then correct those mistakes that will set you up for success. As the saying goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So take it a step further and fail on a micro level and learn faster as a result. The next reason to paint fast is it forces you to not get caught up in the details. Us as creators, makers, and artists, we often pride ourselves on the details. And trust me, I've spent many hours an inch away from my canvas, making sure my next brushstroke is exactly where I want it to be. But the details have one large problem. They take a long time to do. Trust me, I used to paint every individual hair on my pet portraits, and it took me weeks to do what I can now do in one sitting. You see, the details are about 20% of the painting, and they take about 80% of your time. And this is simply not a good use of time. Now, what I'm not saying is for you to ignore the details altogether. I'm simply encouraging you to simplify the details and paint, sculpt, and create only what is absolutely necessary for the given composition. This is accomplished by simplifying shapes, painting hair in groups rather than individual strands, focusing on values, and so on. Now, I did a longer video on my channel about the illusion of detail, and I'll link that in the card and in the description if you're interested in going deeper on how to simplify and achieve the illusion of detail. Lastly, it's speed's best friend, and that's efficiency. If you're a creator, maker, or artist of any kind, you definitely know that studio time is premium, and even just having 4 hours of uninterrupted time to create can be scarce. So with the studio time being at such a premium, it's very important to maximize your time, and the best way to do this is by being more efficient. This has been something that I've been striving for over the past year, and by simply painting faster, looser, and more forgiving, it has allowed me to ramp up the volume of paintings I can do in a given month and freed up more time for the things I really enjoy. And on top of that, I've actually improved my quality of work. And this is something I think you can do too. So how do you be more efficient when painting? First, have a tested and true painting method. Mapping out how you're going to execute a particular painting leaves out all the guesswork and allows you to follow the proven process. Don't have one? Then I suggest you go back to step one and fail with smaller studies and sketches and figure out one that works for you. It's more efficient to figure out a method before your next masterpiece than to come up with one on the fly. Remember, fail fast and fail often. Number 2, set deadlines. Having a hard deadline of when a painting needs to be done forces you to be more efficient and useful with your time. Even if there's no real deadline, let's say you're doing a piece just for yourself or just for fun, it's important to set a deadline so you not only have a sense of urgency in your work, but you are also forcing yourself to not allow this particular piece to drag on forever. Without deadlines, you could spend weeks or even months on a piece that may never get finished, and it bottlenecks your studio. Lastly, use modern tools. Painting is not just about the act of putting paint on a surface. It involves research, prep, communication with clients, studies, and so on. So in taking advantage of modern technologies like Photoshop, Lightroom, charcoal transfers, drawing tablets, photography, just to name a few, can save you gobs of time and give you more time at the easel. Use your phone to answer emails when you're waiting in line or on a break at work. Understand Photoshop and create mock references to send to clients or test out an idea you had. Print out multiple reference photos and put them around your easel so you have ample references during your painting. All these things will create a more efficient workplace that will support your new quest for speed. Remember, efficiency is speed's best friend, so it's about using them together to get the desired output and quality that you're looking for. The secret to painting fast and how beneficial it is to you is less about doing it for the sake of a speed run and more about being fast in particular areas of your practice. By doing small 30-minute studies, it can save you hours on your next masterpiece. Details are important, but remember not to get lost in them and try and simplify as much as possible, as it creates a more desirable, loose, painterly effect. And by being more efficient and taking advantage of modern technology, it'll leave you more time to do what you actually want to do. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a like and let me know down in the comments if you're already practicing some of these skills or if you're going to introduce a new one. If you haven't, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification to get notified as soon as I drop a new video. As always, thanks again for watching and take care.